Let's take a look head-to-head. 21 years old for Ortega, 28 for Pace Jr. The height, even 6'1". The reach here, 74.5 for Ortega, slightly the advantage to 71, and the weight, 178.4 to 172.6. Beatriz, introduce the boys.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este duelo a un peso pactado de 175 libras. Tonight, we have a cash weight of 175 pounds. Los jueces son the judges are Richard Green Sr., Robert Christopher Edgehill, and Vicente Rodríguez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. En la esquina azul, the blue corner, wearing black, vestido de negro, su peso oficial, 178.4 libras, his official weight, 178.4 pounds. Esta noche, entra invicto como profesional con una victoria. Tonight, he enters La Jaula undefeated as a pro with one victory. From Spokane, Washington, Jaden Ortega. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing white, vestido de blanco, su peso oficial, 172.6 libras, his official weight, 172.6 pounds, con un récord profesional de 9 victorias y 6 derrotas, with a pro record 9 victories and 6 losses. From Liberty City, Florida, Jimmy Pace Jr. El referee, Tommy Santana.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting one of the rules in the back. I say stop. Come on, ready to fight.
Ah, no touch of the gloves, Alex.
The hostility is palpable.
Jimmy Pace Jr., you're looking at Jaden Ortega. Pace Jr., this is a different man, I'm telling you right now. He's composed, he's cool, he is intense, but he has a very scary intensity coming off that man. He said, I've been focusing a lot of my boxing, 8 months of it, determined, focused, fierce eyes. He just gave a look at the El Jefe, the CEO of Combate, Campbell McLaren, more like certifying, I got this.
And both these guys starting off orthodox versus southpaw we have here, and they're both feeling each other out.
And you could just tell the difference from Jimmy Pace Jr. Usually would see him very intense, striking non-stop, but more composed and more calm, and that is a scary fighter.
And we're immediately seeing Jaden's flow and in and out, a little bit bouncier than Jimbo slices. But Jimbo able to connect on a nice inside kick there.
That previous fight where he took the loss, there was some footage that was shown in the back, and it hurt like hell, he said. And I remember his coach telling him, remember this. Remember what this feels like, because you don't want to feel it ever again. He did state that he was overcoming COVID 2 weeks prior to that, and it was a little difficult for him to breathe. But this is a brand new man, a brand new Jimbo Slice Pace Jr. inside La Jaula.
And it'll be interesting to see if Jaden's kind of working to get Jimbo to tire himself out a little bit, because he probably noticed that in the last fight that Jimbo had against Christopher Ewert. And we haven't seen too much volume out of Jaden so far. He really is trying to feel out.
There's no
Jimmy.
doubt. Ortega does respect the power that Pace has. But what I'm impressed off is that when you do come out with that intensity, Alex, you do gas yourself out. And I think that that's what Jimmy learned from that previous bout.
But he was being honest in his interview. He doesn't feel like he has to go straight into his wrestling. He hasn't shot once, but will we see him go for a takedown here after shooting some punches down the pipe?
Look at that right hand. This guy looks now like that composed, strategic fighter. He does not look just like a brawler anymore. He does look at that good fighter with a good fighting IQ. I'm liking the leg kicks as well. A lot of leg kicks coming from Jimmy.
We're seeing a little bit of that elusive nature. Now, both of these guys are athletes, both of them with a football background. And both of them carry a lot of power behind the weapons they have.
Ortega does describe his fighting style more of a kickboxer. Good way of landing in those knees into clinch for Jimmy Pace Jr. Trying to strategize how he can take down the younger Ortega.
Jaden utilizing that whizzer. We'll see if he'll be able to circle off the cage and get back to kickboxing range, which is definitely what he prefers. But training over there at Sick Jiu-Jitsu, he probably gets a lot of good looks, but not sure how many people are the same size and stature as Jimbo Slice in there.
Well, in the interview, he said that he does train with Melissa Amaya, and who is a savage in herself, and she gives him a run for his money despite the size there, Alex. So, you know, he's okay.
Some solid body shots from Jimbo Slice here. Great head positioning.
Yeah, this is a different man. There's no doubt about it. Jimmy is a different fighter. He's fighting a lot smart, not wasting his entire energy right from the beginning, picking his shots. You could definitely, he's put in the work. He's shown that he's put in the work in his camp.
Yeah, and if Jaden doesn't do something to get out of this position here, there wasn't much that happened on the feet, so the judges could give Jimbo Slice the nod. And that would be a strategic and calculated thing for Jimbo to do, not completely burn out his tank in the first round.
Very smart strategy. He has learned from that defeat, and if you have not seen his previous fights, we welcome all our Fuse audience, and we love being out here in Fuse, our new home, to check out some of our socials and our previous archives, and you'll see those quick knockouts that Jimmy has produced. But this is a different fighter.
Yeah, and it's got to be pretty interesting for them to feel each other's strength here.
Oh, he's trying to go for the toss there, but Ortega, good way of positioning his body and his weight, not preventing it.
Yeah, we'll see what Jimbo is able to do with less than 30 seconds here with that underhook. He went for the throw, but he would really have to reposition his hips here.
Right.
Nice short distance elbow.
Ortega, though, being very conservative, not picking any wild shots.
And he did take this fight on short notice.
Originally was scheduled, Jimmy did have another opponent, could not make it due to an injury, but Jaden did step up to the plate, as you said, Alex. Great stuff, definitely a different type of fighter in Jimmy Pace Jr. This is a brand new man.
Definitely very calculated.
It's Jaden Ortega. Let's listen in here what the corner will tell him. And let's take a look back at that first round, Alex.
Yeah, let's take a look. Ooh. A solid left hand from Jaden Ortega. But again, once he got pinned up against this cage, we saw some nasty body shots from Jimbo Slice. Able to really work that underhook. And it seemed like Jimbo against the cage was able to really control Jaden. So it's not somewhere he wants to stay. He wants to really keep it at that kickboxing distance. But we'll see if he unloads a little bit here. I think after that first round, you start to get the blood going, start to really go in here.
Yeah, Ortega's corner telling him, hey, pick up the pace a little bit, throwing in some hooks. Let's see some more action out of you. But Pace Jr. looking quite well today. He said previously that one of his family members was battling with cancer. He's doing a lot better. He did state that he was going to be here in attendance, so that definitely just motivates you even more. Great straight jab from Pace.
And Jimbo Slice really pressing forward. It is not easy to have volume when you're on the back foot. And I think Jaden's starting to feel a little bit of the strength, especially with that front jab.
The pride of Liberty City, Jimbo Slice Pace Jr. taking that first round. He loves his roots. He proudly wears the colors of Liberty City here in South Florida.
Thank you, there you go. All day, my man, come on.
Jaden Ortega, though, does need to pick up the pace.
He's definitely very green in the game, but the fact that he was willing to take a fight like this says a lot about his character and how hungry he is as a fighter.
But at the same time, Alex, you're getting this opportunity in a grand stage like Combate Global against the Jimmy Pace Jr. You got to bring it.
Those sneaky elbows off the break, though, if he can land one, I think he shouldn't be so afraid of being in the clinch. I know he likes to be in and out, but he's been landing those sneaky elbows off the break.
What's coming in from Ortega is as soon as he lands one, he gets hit with one or two that are pretty hard from Pace Jr. That's where Ortega is dancing around, bobbing and weaving, circling around, not to get caught by those shots by Jimmy.
Nice teep. Jaden Ortega really needs to demand the respect of Jimbo Slice here. There's been no significant power punches from Jaden's side that have gotten Jimbo to let up.
Oh, he did lose. It seemed like he lost his footing there, but I must say that Jimmy looks spotless, like he's just entering the first round. Looking real good in there. Needs to watch out for those elbows, Alex. Keep that right hand up. Great way to follow him through. Try to go for the takedown. No, nobody home. He did state, I'm not going to wrestle. But he may change the plan.
For a double leg there, but good defense from Jaden. He really needs to get those underhooks because he's just going to get pinned against this cage. With a guy like Jimbo Slice, it's hard to get out of those positions, but great circling out there. Another elbow.
He tried to go for that toss, just wasn't there. I mean, Jimbo Slice, before his bop, this guy was just wrecking anyone that came in front of him, knocking out opponents in 16 seconds.
I really like that back kick coming from Jaden. He's generating a lot of power. Will he be able to circle out here, get back to distance?
Oh,
nice uppercut.
It's like two tanks colliding in there. Wow. Incredible action. Ortega picking up the pace. And Jimbo Slice coming as well. When he made his debut back in November 2022, he's knocked out his opponent in 1 minute. In his second bout, Alex, Pace submitted his opponent in the first round, and in July of 2023, 16 seconds he knocked out his opponent.
Yes, the wins on Jimbo Slice's record are definitely very dominant. In that last loss that he had, he learned so much from, and it really changed him as a fighter, as a man.
You learn
and
from your loss.
So much improvements here.
Much. And what's impressive is he looks brand new. Oh, flying knee, trying to be a little flashy, Ortega. Oh, he needs to keep his hands up, though. That composer's working very well, but he can't get too sloppy for Jimmy. Now is when we meet, where that gas tag comes in, where that fighting IQ comes into play for Jimmy. See, he can't get too reckless. He needs to keep those hands up. Now Jaden Ortega feeling it out, having a little fun. You could tell there.
Yeah, now he's the one pressing forward a bit, feeling a little bit more confident in his movement. As he should, he's definitely landing, but these two are just going at it.
That left hand from Ortega is connecting, doing some damage. Switching stance, that's what seems like he's puzzling Jimmy. And when you take on a fighter switching stance constantly, Alex, that in itself could be puzzling for you. Could throw you off your game. With that quick kick there, the kickboxing kick, wow. Good stuff. Jimmy Pace Jr. Jaden Ortega. How did the judges see this second round? Let's take a listen into the corner of Jimmy Pace, who trains out of the Goat Shed Academy. Alex, take a look back at that second round.
Ooh, that first punch really landed, knocked the head back of Jaden Ortega. But again, those back kicks I think could add up. He's just gonna have to set them up a little bit better. Let's listen into the corner here. We don't see Coach Awesome in his corner here tonight. But Jimbo said that he has been working relentlessly on his boxing, and we're seeing him do some damage inside the pocket.
couldn't quite hear, but I did hear of a combination numbers 2, 3.
Back up, all the way back, all the way back, all the way back.
Which, in layman's term and fighting terms, of course, it depends on the camp that you're on. It's a straight and a hook. But that's how I was able to catch that 2-3. But let's see what Jimmy brings in. And Jaden Ortega, who seemed to, well, he drank his energy drink, it seems, in that second round, because he definitely woke up.
Yes.
Everybody smelled the fresh coffee we have outside, that Cuban coffee that you can smell from a mile away. It just wakes you up.
Yeah, we need that. We have the best stuff here in Miami. And Rodolfo is really chugging it back.
Yeah, I've had enough. I've had enough. That's why I can't stop talking. Third round, last chapter of this bout. Jimmy Pace Jr. in white, Ortega in black. Even Stevens. It's all for the marbles this last round. Who wants it the most?
There was a lot of trash talk in the lead up to this. The face-off got heated. Jaden Ortega took a stab at Jimbo Slice's lisp. I was like, wow, you're gonna come after his lisp? And Jimbo Slice really ready
He
to
went
shut
there.
up the newcomer.
He went there with a lisp.
Yes, that's like you making fun of my gringa accent. Not cool.
Why not? It's all love, Alex. It's all love. You gotta give him credit for that. That was pretty fun.
It was definitely a fun face-off.
Look, he calls himself, look, I'm a showman. I'm an entertainer. Yes, I'm a fighter, but I'm here to make you watch my fight. And I have to tell you, I don't know if you saw a lot of video from Ric Flair, but boy, Jimmy Pace Jr. has some great promos, dude. Oh, the kick nearly caught him. But it shows that Jimmy has a chin.
Definitely great movement from Jaden. The footwork, I think, is what is a little lacking, and that's why he's not able to pull off the angles that he wants.
Yeah, Jaden is that footwork is what's throwing out Jimmy. He felt that. Jimmy backing up though. Once we start backpedaling is when you're in trouble. He needs to use some of that jab, Alex, which was working for him, but can't go too wild. Oh, he felt that one for Ortega. Jimmy Pace Jr.
Solid knee.
Looking back to get in the win column.
It's going to be interesting to see who can get on the inside here. I'm sure Jimbo Slice would love to finish this with a knockout. Leaving it in the judge's hands.
Oh!
Ooh.
Nearly got caught with that kick. Maybe a slam from Jimmy Pace Jr.
And that kick was so strong, he circled around. Jimbo Slice was able to get to his back. We'll see if he'll be able to get the most of this body lock right here.
Trying to take him to the ground, and it would definitely benefit Jimmy Pace Jr. to take this fight to the ground as El Jefe, Mr. Cameron McLaren, Jaula side watching this bout. And if he's standing up watching it, it must be good.
Now Jimbo Slice, known for that double leg takedown. Will he be able to finish it here? Control the legs?
This is where Jimmy Pace loves to be very active.
But great work from Jaden Ortega, immediately getting up. Settling into a position with Jimbo Slice on top of you like that would have been a rough way to end the final round.
Not a scrambling here between the two, especially for Jaden Ortega. A good way of just getting the underhooks out, in and out. Now trying to get into tie clinch. Pace landing those shots. Ortega listening to his corner for some final directions as we get ready for the end of this final chapter. Approaching the 1 minute. It was even Stevens, both men winning a round, Alex. What's gonna come down is who really wants it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be able to see who wants it more here. And it'll be interesting to know if the corners communicated to their fighters that it was tied up. They look like they have a lot of energy right now.
Jimmy trying to search for that takedown. A takedown could define who takes this bout home. Goes home with a victory. If Jimmy could get that takedown, in my book, he could take that win. But Jaden Ortega on the defense, not allowing it, preventing it.
We got 20 seconds. These guys are going to have to unload everything they got.
Something needs to happen with less than 20 seconds to go. Who wants it the most? Is it Jimbo Slice or Ortega? 10 seconds left. Everything needs to go down. Who wants it the most? Jimmy pays the takedown. Ortega going back and forth. Oh, Lord.
Esta es la decisión oficial. Los tres jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. All three judges turn in identical scorecards of 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime. Jaden Ortega!
Tail of the tape of Loreda and Ortega. Ortega 22 years old, 10 years apart. Height there just almost similar at 6'1" to 6'2", 71-inch reach, but the advantage goes to Loreda at 78-inch and a 171 to 170.4 to Loreda. This should be a great fight as we go to the official introduction. Beatriz Callis, let's go.
Continuamos con muchas más acción. Este es el evento coestelar de esta noche. We continue with much more action. This is the co-main event of the evening. División peso welterweight division. Los jueces son the judges are Elian Rodríguez, James Lázaro, and Robert Christopher Edgehill. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. En la esquina azul, in the blue corner, wearing blue, vestido de azul, su peso oficial, 171 libras. He tipped the scale at 171 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicto como profesional con 3 victorias tonight. He enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 3 victories. From Spokane, Washington, Jaden Ortega! Presentando la esquina roja, in the red corner, wearing black, vestido de negro, su peso oficial 170.4 libras, his official weight 170.4 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula con 15 victorias y 8 derrotas tonight. He enters la jaula with 15 victories and 8 losses. De Miami, Florida, con raíces españolas, Marcos el Conquistador. El referee, Marcos Pérez de Panamá.
Mira, okay, you know the rules. I want to clean fight. Obey my command. Choke whatever you want. Go to the corners.
Marcos Perez, the third person in La Jaula. Experience versus youth. Here we go. Ready for the action. Loreda in black and white. Ortega in blue. One thing that Loreda said about Ortega's fight with Pace Jr. Shane was it was just a whole bunch of hugging. That's not impressed. I'm not impressed by his fighting style.
No, look at him here. He's getting right in his face. He says, I don't care if you're explosive. I'm going to kill you death by 1,000 cuts.
And Alex, that's when the experience comes, right? You could see this from a mile away. You know that he's angsty. It's like when you step competition with a white belt, right? He's so anxious to make a move, but that's when you catch him.
Exactly, and we're seeing the experienced vet look pretty calm out there, and a lot of movement from Jaden Ortega.
Loreda, one thing that just gets him all the time, and he tells me, man, I just want that finish. I want that knockout. And he had a war with Yamada the last time he competed in La Jaula. Oh, he got caught there by Ortega. Woo-wee. Loreda, though, but see, that's the experience. You get hit, and you're still cool, calm, and collective, Shane.
You stay in the moment. You got caught with the shot, cool. This is MMA, that's going to happen. But great left hand from the southpaw, that is Ortega. The jab now finds a home.
And Loreda's reading that jab. He knows he's coming with him.
Really liking the movement from Ortega. It's patient, but it's calculated.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing is here that Loreda could just be letting him do your thing. I'm gonna catch you a little bit later, Alex. Oh!
Now, when I spoke with Marcus before this fight, he's acknowledged that Jaden is athletic, but he's ready to go. But now we're really starting to see that left land in a beautiful matchup between the Orthodox and Southpaw.
Loreda going out to the ground, trying to test his skills to see if Ortega wants to go for the dance on the floor. And now look out for Loreda. He does have some really flashy kicks.
He told me he's a fan of fight tips. You see a couple of those side kicks, it shows.
Yep.
And they're landing.
Can't go there in the pocket there. Footwork would be key to stay away from Ortega. You got to give credit, though, for Ortega, all right? I know he's young, but the fact that he's taking on Loreda, who has over 10 fights, right? That experience.
That's huge.
I mean, it goes to show you how much confidence Ortega has that he's willing to step in with anyone. Right, Alex? It doesn't matter how many fights you have. It doesn't matter your age.
Exactly.
I want to test my skills.
Exactly. And the distance management right now from Jaden is awesome. On point. And it's really causing reactions from Marcus, the way he's feinting and coming in on those calf kicks.
Excellent call, Alex.
Despise those calf kicks, man.
Even that takedown attempt from Loreda was from way too far away.
No, go ahead, bro.
Love that he faked the uppercut, came in with a left, and does that flying.
Watch out with the low work, okay? Watch out, watch out.
Attempted a flying knee, but just landed incorrectly. Marcos giving an advisory to watch out there, the hit of the lower, below the belt. Now we go here, toe-to-toe in the clinch.
Good elbow from Ortega.
Ortega, a little bit red there in the nose.
This is looking like a completely new Jaden Ortega from what we saw in that Jimbo Slice fight.
Oh yeah, big time different. But did you see how Ortega just transitioned so quickly from the jab to the elbow? I mean, that's impressive stuff, man.
He's flowing, yeah. He's definitely on his game right now. He's one step ahead.
You're gonna see it right here. Look at that. That left hand when he throws it. Oh! He took down Loreda. Loreda's in trouble. He could be in trouble. He's turning up. Marcos Perez could call the fight. It's done. It's done. The youngster remains undefeated.
Jaden Ortega with the TKO win in the first round. He's outside La Jaula, running around. I've never seen something like this.
Man, it reminds me of like a Shawn Michaels back in the day, the Heartbreak Kid, when he won a title and went bananas and hit the fans.
You're showing your age now.
I am.
Beautiful
Proud
head
of
kick.
it.
Beautiful head kick from Ortega. Loreda dipped right into it.
A very
Jaden Ortega says it's the Ortega show now.
very disappointed Marcos Loreda. Very
Jaden Ortega
surprised.
just looked into the camera and said, "Who's next?" I don't know if a lot of people are going to be lining up to be next after a finish like that.
I would love to hear what they literally just whispered there to Ortega, man. And I'm sure it's almost like a passing of the torch there.
El tiempo oficial, 4 minutos y 16 segundos del round número 1, the official time. 4 minutes and 16 seconds of round number 1. And the winner by technical knockout, el ganador por knockout técnico, Jaden Ortega.
What's impressive about this victory, guys, is that it is only his 3rd professional fight